Alright guys, it is Thursday night. It's about 11 o'clock. Out here again. This could be a deload week, could be a skip week. It's a light week. It's me restarting the program. It's random people driving by, wondering what I'm doing outside at 11 o'clock at night with a video camera and lights with music playing. But welcome to my world. All right, set one. I'm cutting them short on the pickups and the extension. I'm clearing it really easy, which is fine with a light stone. Getting definitely a better grip, faster time than the last time I did this stone at any sets and reps. What you got to be careful of is when you joke around with a stone like that, kind of pop it up off the ground. And there's a lot of space between, let's say, your elbow and the stone. That's when a bicep likes to pop. So a lot of times it's proximal, up under the shoulder, because you get that elbow angle right there. But it happens. It happens. Because it's not the heavy stone, but if you pop it up and then re-catch it, if that stone's on its way down when you grab it, that's a lot of weight to catch on the bicep. Anytime the wrist turns from straight to like that, that's the bicep that activates. One more set just like that. I'll be happy. Good height. Set two, solid work. Wanted to be lazy on the squat down once I get it cradled. Tired legs, small stone, and I'm picking it up so much faster than I did actually like 9 weeks ago. It's the last time I used this stone for sets and reps, something like that. So I was being very cautious with it last time I used this stone, and I'm definitely a lot stronger. But I don't need to push my bicep. It's important going to round three. When you're training a light stone, make it really worth its while. Get the reps in, get the perfect reps in. Don't cut corners. I've cut a couple corners in the last set, coming up and just, picking it up and just going right here because it's the easiest thing. That's not going to transfer over to a big stone. That big stone, your arms have got to come over the top. It's a different use of the lats. If you're loading a light stone, load it to a tall platform. Consider how much bigger in size that the bigger stone is. So if that bigger stone is 4 inches higher than the small stone, 4 inches taller at least, 6 inches taller, if you go from the smallest stone in your gym to the biggest stone in your gym, then you're going to have to load it onto a 3-4 inch taller platform at least, because your hands are going to be up that much higher as well, and the stone's going to be hanging down farther as well. So to make a light stone have any carryover to a heavy stone, you have to do it right, and you need to do it to a higher platform. So that's my theory. Let's get the mouthpiece in, knock out another set. Alright guys, that was set 3, I do believe. I did exactly what I said I wasn't going to do on the first 2 reps. One motion, then, but biceps are there. They're feeling there. As long as my pick is good, it's about like doing the log, the way I one motion the log. Straight up to smack you in the chest, and then you're already there. And that works as long as everything's perfect, so. I make sure I do my first couple of reps on every set that way, and then do the rest of them the way they're supposed to be done. Alright guys, that was stones. 5, 6 to 5 went really well. Very well, to be honest. I feel muscularly worked. I'm a lot less sore now than I was before I did that. So can't complain. Active recovery, very active recovery. So either way, I'm using these weeks. You look at this last set that I did. The important thing of the last set was that I am not confident enough, and it takes a skill, a mental and a physical skill, to have your hands on the top of the platform. Because when you're at a contest, you're used to it being in training where you can get down to the bottom and set up right and perfect. And that's the way I'm going to do all my heavy work, because I'm not going to take a chance on tearing a bicep. But when you get to a contest, if you've never done it contest style, and the referee walks over and tells you that you have to start with your hands on the platform up here, and the stone is down there, it's completely different, because you may naturally stand here. You may want to look at it like this, but you end up having to go down and you duck your head around the platform. It changes everything, and then you waste a second or two getting down to the stone and then getting set up and fumbling it around. Or if you do a lot of the pro shows, sometimes they'll have you start way back here holding something else, and then you have to run to a stone, and then every stone is set up a few feet apart. So every single stone is a get up to it, reset, and go. And every second that you waste fumbling with a stone, every second that you're not picking it up and going, is a second slower your time is. It's a second wasted. So that fifth set that I did, what I attempted to do was to start at the top every rep, and here in my head the referee said go, reach down, grab, and when my hands hit it, make sure it's in a perfect spot, squeeze, and start the movement. Now with that light of a stone, that leads you to do a lot of one motion work. So that's not going to transfer over perfectly to the heavier stone, but it is going to transfer over technically right now. Get the stone up, roll it down, roll it over, roll it to the end, and wherever it lands, I have to, wherever it landed, hands come straight back up to the top, touch, grab, and go again. 5 reps just like that. That's definitely a good way to train Atlas stones. Keep it in your bag of tricks and practice it, especially going into a contest. Not with a max stone, not with a super heavy stone, but with something towards the light to moderate range when it comes to your stone training. But it's a great thing to do. And if you're working with somebody and somebody's having issues fumbling around with a stone, whether it be the first stone, or whether it be that last key stone where everyone gets to, and they think they need to stop, re-tacky, and take 6 breaths before they can pull it, they get used to getting up to that big stone and immediately just grabbing it and go. You didn't need to rest anyway. That's a pro tip for you on Atlas stones. That's how my 5th set went. So we finished that set. This is the point to where my core lifts are starting to shrink. I've been talking about that a lot lately. How the core lifts and accessory lifts shrink and expand. So if we expand the core lift, which today would be an Atlas stone, then the accessories need to shrink, either in intensity, volume. They need to be less abrasive, less harsh, more joint friendly exercises. But today was a decent amount of volume, but at lightweight. You can't really determine exactly how you're going to feel until you're done, and then you have to use some common sense. I know I'm not training for a couple of days either. So I'm picking reverse hypers and the rowing machine as my accessories. The rowing machine also works as abs for fat guys like me. So I came over here to the reverse hyper. Got a couple things I want to work on here, but I've got to get some blood into my hamstrings, into my glutes, the piriformis. Got to get my hips to rotate. And I want to work with these bands a little bit more on the reverse hyper rather than the straight weight. Obviously somebody's trying to reach me. But this is part of next week. I know that I've got sandbags, not Atlas stones. So with sandbags, all it takes to do sandbags is to walk out here and I'll have the sandbag ready. I'll have 2 or 3 sandbags to warm up with and I can just go. But I'm only going to be using a similar weight of sandbag what I used for the stone today. So 5 sets of 5 or 3 sets of 3 really should be pretty easy. There's no tacky involved. I can pretty much do it on the bare ground with 1 rubber mat. Doesn't take near as much setup or takedown. It just stinks that I have to carry the sandbag, whereas I can roll the stone from where I keep it versus where I train it. So I'll have extra time, and my plan is next week to work on front squats on this day, which means I'll finish sandbags and I'll go inside and work on some front squats. A little less joint friendly, but it's definitely a builder that I need to do. So on the Atlas Stone days, I can kill myself here and on the rower. And on the sandbag days, I can use that as a builder and work on some front squat volume, maybe some weightlifting squat volume, depending on how I'm recovered from the day before. Always reverse hypers and the rower. So let's set this up and let's just start moving along. Alright guys, solid day. I know I keep talking way too much on this day, and this day's video always ends up being the longest video of the week. But I think this is the day of the week where if you just watch this day's training videos, you can learn more about training than any other day of my week. Not just because of me talking. If you watch the stuff we do, if you watch the rotations, you watch the sets, the reps, the exercises, the heights, the keys to progress in training, it's there. It's here when you watch this. You know, I'm changing a few different things. If you're keeping up with my training log, you know that I'm doing my absolute best to weigh 300 pounds. I was 296 point something, 297 point something. I wasn't 135. I was 134.6 a couple of weeks ago. Did get sick, drop weight considerable. I didn't do much eating there for about a week, but everything bounced right back, and I'm still like 292, 293 right now, which is really, really big. I am having issues with, I mean, obviously clothes. Man, I can't get 2X anything here, and now most of my 2X shirts, even tank tops, they don't want to fit me. I've just expanded everywhere. So getting 3X's out of the question. Being hot all the time is a big thing. And then I've done nothing different except food. I've changed my training around a little bit. As you've noticed, instead of having the super hard Sundays where I kill myself, and then having, you know, a day where I will box squat and log press, you know, and doing lots of multiple exercises on the same day. I'm trying to break everything down and work on, you know, the core lift plus the accessories. So even today, you know, instead of, I would normally just do Atlas stones, you know, one good set on Sundays. That's stones for the week. But Atlas stones used to be an accessory for my deadlift. That used to be what I did for lats, because I would also do Atlas stones, tire flip, arm over arm, Husafel stone carry, a lot of other things that carried over. Can't recover from doing that anymore. Mentally, physically, being a dad, being 43, there's things that I can't recover from compared to when I was 23. So part of you know, I do want to weigh 300 pounds this year, and I will. You know, if I get down to December, you know, I will just water and salt load and just be an absolute pig for a week, until I get on the scale and it says 300 pounds, and then I'll hit change mode just like that. Because, you know, even, you know, I hit 286 last December a couple of times, and it was so painful and scary, to be honest. I felt so bad doing it, and then I've maintained around that body weight through most of the year. But I mean, you know, even right now, having problems breathing, my body is full of food. It's non-stop food, non-stop water, non-stop nutrition. And it's not just calories. There's no pizza and junk cheeseburgers I know I post photos of me eating cheeseburgers and stuff on Instagram. There's a place here that makes them special for me. It's not a fast food joint. I mean, even the McDonald's guy, my wife, gets me this special, like healthy, it's like an actual healthy grilled chicken from McDonald's. So it's not Big Macs and loaded fries. So I've got a guy who makes burgers for me, and he sells me the patties as well, so I can make the patties at home. But his are much better when he puts everything together. But he makes everything so it doesn't bother my stomach. My body can digest it really well. The same with the butchers that I go to. The butchers know what kind of meats that I need to be eating, and that's what I buy. It's I want to get to 300, and then I want to back down to a very healthy, active 290, because I was at 285 most of the year, and then so even I go back a few weeks ago being at upper 290s, and then I got sick and dropped down to 286. The thing was, at 286, I felt the same way at 286 the way I was feeling a year ago at 240. Light, skip, run, jump, amazing, slept amazing, and that's at 286. So, but the 286 that I was 6 months ago or 9 months ago was painful. So what I want to do is I want to get to that painful, hate everything 300 pounds, and then drop down to a more relaxed 290, which will be tricky because I've got to be able to get back down to 290, which isn't a problem, but to maintain that weight with nutrition, not just protein, fats, carbohydrates, but with actual nutrition in there. So I need the calories, I need the vitamins and the nutrients, which is easy to get as long as I'm pounding tons of food. So my goal is, one of the things I've been working on starting this week, is getting on the rower. Doesn't matter the time. I've gone like 100 rows, whatever, every night. It's enough to get my heart rate up and get moving, and it's here at home. So if it's the winter time, I can put the heat on. If it's the summertime, I can put the AC on and a fan. I can do it at night, morning, in between meals. It's just get on it, 25 pulls, and I'm done. It's movement, it's circulation for the entire body. So that's a great start. And I think if I can touch 300, and then I can add in cardio, and I can maintain at 290, then I can have a good idea going into the next strongman season what I need to weigh, how much more muscle I need to put on, or how much cardio I need to do to be in better shape. So that's part of the plan, guys. All part of the plan. If you don't have a long-term plan, you're really missing out. So anyway, I'm going to get all this taken down. Solid day today. Got some Chris Ledoux playing on the radio right now. Get inside, knock out some rows, knock out some food, a couple hours of work, and I'm off to bed. And we will see you guys Log Press Sunday.